There is a question many people are afraid to ask out loud. Why do some women, after 40, suddenly change? Why do marriages collapse, families fracture, and lives get rearranged almost overnight by someone who once held everything together? From the outside, it looks like madness, impulse, self-destruction, ego. But from the inside, something much older is waking up. And if you listen closely, it isn't chaos speaking. It's truth, long buried, finally demanding air. Most women don't go crazy after 40. They wake up. For decades, many women live in adaptation mode. They adapt to roles: daughter, wife, mother, caretaker. They adapt to expectations: be agreeable, be nurturing, be stable. They adapt to relationships where parts of them must slowly disappear. In Jungian psychology, this is the persona, the mask we wear to survive and belong. And for many women, that mask is worn so well that even they forget it's a mask. But the psyche keeps score. Unlived desires don't vanish. Suppressed anger doesn't dissolve. Unexpressed creativity doesn't forgive being ignored. It waits. Around midlife, something shifts biologically, emotionally, and psychologically. The body changes. Hormones fluctuate. Energy patterns reorganize. But beneath all of that, a deeper process begins. Jung called this individuation, the moment when the soul demands wholeness instead of approval. And this is where the conflict begins. Because the woman who built the family is often not the woman she truly is. Here's the painful contradiction. The very traits that made her good also made her invisible. She was patient, so she endured too much. She was loyal, so she stayed silent. She was strong, so no one noticed she was breaking. By 40, the psyche reaches a limit. The shadow, the rejected self, starts to surface. Anger, desire, sexuality, ambition, rage, curiosity. Not because she wants to destroy her life, but because her life no longer contains her. To the family, this feels like betrayal. To her, it feels like oxygen. This is where families often break, not from malice, but from misunderstanding. The husband sees change and thinks she's not who she used to be. The children feel instability and think she's choosing herself over us. But psychologically, something else is happening. The woman is no longer willing to abandon herself to preserve a system that never truly saw her. That isn't selfishness. It's delayed selfhood. Let's look at the archetypes at play. First, the caregiver archetype. For years, she gave emotional labor freely, often without reciprocity. She soothed, organized, anticipated, absorbed. But every archetype has a shadow. The shadow of the caregiver is resentment. And resentment doesn't fade quietly. It explodes, or it walks away. Second, the lover archetype. Many women suppress desire to be respectable or responsible. They shrink passion to maintain stability. But Eros, the life force, demands expression. When it has been ignored too long, it returns distorted. Through sudden affairs, reckless choices, emotional withdrawal. Not because she wants chaos, but because her soul is starving. Third, the queen archetype, the inner authority. Midlife awakens this archetype powerfully. She no longer wants permission. She no longer negotiates her worth. And this terrifies systems built on her compliance. Families don't break because she becomes powerful. They break because the structure was never built to hold her power. A real story. A woman in her mid-40s leaves a 20-year marriage. Everyone says she threw it all away. But what they didn't see were decades of emotional loneliness, muted dreams, and self-erasure. When she finally spoke her truth, no one recognized her language, because she had never been allowed to speak it before. To them, it sounded like destruction. To her, it was survival. Now here's the hard truth. Not every midlife awakening is handled consciously. When insight is avoided, the psyche acts it out. When feelings are not spoken, they become behavior. When identity is suppressed, it erupts. That's when it looks like going crazy. But chaos is not the cause. It's the consequence of delay. So what can you take from this? First, stop moralizing transformation. Growth is not betrayal. Change is not cruelty. Second, if you are a woman approaching midlife, ask yourself this gently. What part of me has been waiting? Not accusingly, not dramatically, just honestly. Third, if you love a woman in this stage, don't try to control the change. Get curious. Listen without trying to fix. Presence prevents destruction more than resistance ever will. Integration doesn't mean burning everything down. It means letting truth move before it turns into fire. A woman who integrates her shadow doesn't destroy families. She transforms them or leaves systems that refuse transformation. And yes, sometimes families do end. But not every ending is a failure. Some are the psyche choosing life over slow emotional death. Here is the quiet truth no one says. What looks like madness is often a woman finally refusing to disappear. And the question isn't why she changed. The real question is, why did no one notice who she was becoming all along?